Oh shit, this shit was on mute all this time. But Dodds and Harbaugh. That's my A choice. Uh like I said, I'm not too keen with the Raiders asking for permission from the Patriots to go ahead and interview Josh McDaniels. Even though he had a goal before, it didn't pan out. But like I said, the rumor of McDaniels is that he's gonna want too much power. He's gonna want to be a GM. So with that being said, I wouldn't even know if I put McDaniels in as my B choice. I'm kind of interested in Bowles. They put in the ask for permission to talk to Todd Bowles of Tampa Bay. That intrigues me. That intrigues me. But oh man, everybody's saying Dodds and Dodds got to be the GM. And they said he blew the socks off of him in the interview for the Raiders. That's all I want to hear. I want to hear somebody who has a plan and has a plan to implement their plan. That's all I want. Somebody that knows what they're going in there and what they're going to do, not figure it out as they go along. That's the thing right there. So McDaniels, I don't know. Man. Todd Bowles, Jared Mayo. I had said before that I thought that Jared Mayo, the insider linebacker coach of the Patriots, was a Rooney Rule type interview, but there's other minority candidates that's being brought in for interviews. So that is far from the truth. I was mistakenly wrong. Mark Davis, and I think Marcel Reese is telling him to do the right shit. Take your time, interview everybody you can. You can get information as you go. You know what I mean? You can learn stuff from other teams, how other teams operate, how they run, but also you're going to get you the right candidate. It doesn't have to be rock star name like they say. You just got to get the right personnel for the position. Someone that's going to lead this team to more than just a playoff game. You know what I mean? We want AFC championships. We want Super Bowls. I mean, after all, that's the end result for any team. But you have to have the right team assembled to achieve that. So you have to do your due diligence. Mark Davis is doing it right. Marcel Reese is telling him right. Okay? Do your due diligence. Go through all the candidates. Don't just have your eyes set on somebody and F everyone else, because you might be getting rid of the potential next John Madden. You feel me? Rather than staying in the norm of what's out there and recycling coaches, you might find that next John Madden. You know what I mean? So don't just assume you know who you want and just Harbaugh. That's A. But the alphabet don't start and end with A. You know what I mean? Just 26 letters in the alphabet. So you still got other options out there. But do your due diligence. Sit down, have an interview, and find out pick this person's mind. See exactly what this person, if they came in and got the position, what's their plan? What is their plan? What's their plan? Who are they bringing? Who do they plan on bringing in with them as who's your coordinators? If we gave you the head coaching job, who would your coordinators be? What type of offense and what kind of defense is expected? Do we have the personnel to do those offense and defensive schemes? If not, what would it take to change our personnel? Would it be drastic? Are we 1, 2, 3 players away to make it a 4-3-3-4 defense, West Coast offense, or whatever offense you want to run? What do we have? You want to know the full game plan of this guy coming in running your team. And Mark Davis is doing the right exact thing. You take your time. There's no rush. Yeah, other teams are signing people, but they're signing people that we're not even interviewing. And if we are interviewing them, hell, if it was someone we wanted, there would have been a second interview. It is what it is. We already know Dodds turned down Chicago, but came in, talked to us, and knocked it out the park. So we know where his eyes are set. And his performance in the interview is letting us know where the team's eyes are set, because they said he killed it. So if he gets the GM job, who's he bringing in as coach? Is he even going to have a say in who's coming in as coach? Or are we doing two total different hirings? Are we doing a GM hiring and separately doing a coach? Or are we hiring a GM to go ahead and help in the coach's search as well? You know what I mean? So I'm curious on one thing though. When they do interviews with coaches and GMs, do these teams record the interview on video? I'm curious, because in case you ever want to go back, I know you have transcripts of meetings and so forth, but do interviews in the NFL, are they done in front of a camera recording it so the team can always go back and refer to stuff that he said in the interview as far as what he plans on doing, in case you have to go when you come down to your final selection group? Do you have video to go back to? I know that there could be written transcripts of reading this shit, but can you go back and watch the video? It's easier to rewind and you know what I mean, all that shit. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they perform it, but I would assume it to be on tape just to have that locked away, not locked away, but at your access, so you can go ahead and check out and go over certain questions that were asked and compare it to the answers of what this other dude you brought in said. So I don't know. Those are the basic choices. We also have in-house type people interviewing for GM. I forgot the Dewan something. He's with the Raiders in the scouting department, but I'm not sure as far as what his chances are. Is he a legitimate candidate, or are you just going in how you're leaving no stone unturned? That's correct way of handling business. In case anybody doesn't know that, you leave no stone unturned. You look everywhere. I'm telling you, we have to find the right one. We can't be having coach searches every year, every 2 years. I mean, it was unfortunate what happened to Gruden, you know what I mean, to make him step down and resign, but it is what it is. Like I say, life goes on. Life don't care about your losses or your gains. It keeps moving. So you just got to find the next one in line. Plain and simple. But I'm pretty sure you're looking for someone that's long term. Like I say, if Bisaccia does not get the head coaching job, they say the 49ers have their eyes on Bisaccia to become their next special teams coach if he's not getting the head coaching job or retained as the special teams coordinator with the Raiders. Niners have their eyes on him. I think the Bears do too. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. So that's another thing that's another domino from if we go on and hire a different coach than Bisaccia. Does Bisaccia leave? Do we offer him to stay? Does he go to another team? We gotta wait and see. One domino has to fall. The first domino is the GM in my eye. You have to have the GM domino fall first. Even if the new GM is not solely picking the new coach, he has to be in on the conversation to hire a new coach. He has to. They have to have a common understanding so he knows when the draft happens and free agency, because free agency is in March. So don't overlook the free agency before the draft. He has to know what players to target to get for the new head coach for the schemes that his offensive and defensive coordinators are running. It's a domino. So once that domino fall for GM, it's on. It is on. Man, what else we got going on? Like I was saying before, David Carr was on talking about Derek Carr, and I didn't hear this from Derek Carr, but if I was him, I would ask the organization what you're planning on getting me pieces to help me. And I'm like, ain't that all what teams do? Don't teams always try to get pieces to improve? Free agency, draft picks? You act like they haven't done that. You know what I mean? And people keep saying, oh, well, the Raiders had a good offensive line and they traded everybody away. You see, the one thing you guys are not understanding, in order to have money to go into free agency, to get the Perrymans, you know what I mean? You had to get the money from somewhere. Because what happened was when COVID hit, the salary cap dumped over 20 million down. You lost 20 million. See, people don't, they seem to forget that. We lost money on the salary cap. So now we have less money to work with to bring in new talent. So you had to sacrifice. You already looked at your team. You seen that you had people already on the squad that you could move into the starting lineup on the offensive line. You know what I mean? So that's what you did. It was cheaper, but at the same time, you had to develop them. You took that money and you went out there and signed. How did we get Ngakoue? Free agency. How we get Perryman? Free agency. Come on, man. Y'all forget it wasn't the same salary cap. Now that they're trying to get to normalcy and they're selling tickets again, you gotta remember, last year there was no tickets sold. There was no tickets sold for football games. So how was the league? See, all these teams, they profit share. The money that these tickets go that come from sales and ticket prices for the games, they go into a pot and they're divided it out evenly to every organization. They profit share. No team is left behind. The same amount of money that the Cowboys get is the same amount of money Jacksonville get. Same amount of money Miami and the Raiders and the Niners and Minnesota and the Jets and the Giants. They all profit share the same profit margin. So without tickets being sold from the public, the salary cap had to go down because there was no income to cover that. So you had to sacrifice your line. You could have sacrificed your quarterback, but how that would have solved anything? Put a rookie back there, and then we would have went what? 1-16? But we would have got the first pick. Man, nobody ain't trying to get the first pick on purpose. Hell, you never know what can happen. These last 4 or 5 games the Raiders played, man, even the game we lost in the playoffs, it was a 1-score game. We went 4-0 in the last 4 games to get to the playoffs and then finally lost. But it was on us. We could have won that game, but we lost it. We threw the interception and not an open Darren Waller or Deshaun Jackson dropping the ball when he was crossing. That was a sure touchdown if he would have caught that shit. But, I mean, it is what it is. Ain't no sense in crying over spilt milk. Let's just pour a bigger glass. Let's go into free agency, whoop their ass in free agency. Let's go in the draft and kick their ass in the draft. Let's put players on this team to make this team elite. Man, dude, look who we've beaten this year. Pittsburgh, we beat them in the playoffs. Dallas, we beat them in the playoffs. We put out the Colts. We put out Cleveland. Man, it was these weaker teams that we was losing to, like Washington and the Giants and shit. And people like, what the hell? But turn around and go on the road and beat Pittsburgh. Thanksgiving, go beat Dallas. Go into Cleveland, beat Cleveland. Beat the Colts in Indianapolis. It wasn't an easy roll, but we did it. But I understand from a standpoint, let me play devil's advocate and be like, Carr do need more weapons. You know what I mean? Let's give him a number 1, number 2. Let's take away any excuses. And then we can solely see, is this our quarterback is this the man to take us? Give him a veteran number 1. I'll get a number 2 out the first round draft receiver, put him with, hopefully it's Devontae Adams. And I'm pretty sure Devontae Adams could be peeled. You know what I mean? It's going to cost money, but there's money under the cap. They gave us that money that they took away from us because of COVID and no tickets being sold. the league gets that shit back. It's over $20 million that's going back on the salary cap. We dropped from 180 million cap to over 200. So you got money. That's why we got money under the cap like we do. The cap went up. Fans can buy tickets now. Like I said, profit sharing. There's business side to this shit. So we just got to go in and make the right choices. We did good in free agency with 1, 2, 3 players. Okay, so let's do it again with a new regime. You know what I mean? What Dodge can do. That's what I want to see. Can Dodge go out there and get us players like they got in Indy? Because Indy got some dogs over there in Indianapolis, man. They got some dogs. Don't just think that that's an accident that they did what they did. But Devontae Adams got to be the main focal point. Hey, offensive lineman, free agency, not the draft. Because like I say, it takes a minute for an offensive lineman to develop. Unless he's just a stud, like top 5 pick type offensive tackle. But when you're going guard, you don't have to go high. I go, like I said, free agency. We need established veterans on that offensive line to go with James and Colton Miller and fill in our gaps, especially on that right side of the line. Let Leatherwood continue to develop. He has 1 year under his belt. Let's see what the new regime, what offensive line coach is coming in. Do we keep Cable or do they bring somebody else in? Let's see. That's all we can do. We can kind of wish and hope for like certain picks, but it's wait and see. Let's see what we else got. We got going on in the news with the Raiders. Yeah, Mark Davis is doing a hell of a job, man. He's taking his time. He's not supposed to rush. Everybody want him to hurry up and sign somebody. It's like, man, it don't work like that. You don't just rush the judgment on a quarterback, on a coach or the GM. Next thing you know is we looking for a new coach in 2 years. No, this next person you get gotta be solid. He gotta be all intents purposes. He has to be the coach for the next. I give him a 5-year deal. I wouldn't do no 10-year like Gruden, but Gruden, you know what I mean. He's that rock star name. You had to pay for him to get him here. But now you have a chance to go ahead and hit reset and get somebody in here that really going to improve this team and get us going in the right direction. You feel me? For those who just pulling up, man, go ahead, man, subscribe, hit that like button, and knock the hell out of that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content that I release. You guys are watching Raiders Allegiance, the Raider Asylum, with yours truly, Lunatic Raider. We're just digging into these coaches and GMs, what kind of moves we should make, what players we should go after in free agency and in the draft. There's a lot to discuss, you guys. There's a lot this team has to do as far as the head of the snake goes. But it's going down. It's going down. It's going down. We just got to just be patient and wait. I'm assuming the GM's decision no later than this weekend, I say. You got to start getting ready, man. Because here's the thing. Because next week, I think Thursday is the Shriner East-West game in Vegas. The Pro Bowl is Sunday. So you have potential free agents that are going to be at the Pro Bowl that our players can go and get in the ear of, and it's not tampering. When players talk to other players, it's not tampering. You know what I mean? So you'll get Renfro and Max Crosby start recruiting. Get out there at the Pro Bowl. Get at the free agents that's coming out as free agents this year in March and get in their ear. So, like I said, man, we got a lot of choices to make. I think we're going to be all right. If we do it correctly, we will be all right. I'm just excited to see what that all right is going to look like. You know what I mean? Who's the head coach? Who's the GM? Who's the coordinators? What system, offense and defense are we going to, or do we plan on running? That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know. Get me, as a fan, get me excited at what this motherfucking team gonna do. That's what you do. Get me excited as a fan. I be seeing these old dumbass, who was this? Talk about Raiders are now the only team in the NFL without a GM. So what? That means we the only team left to make any decision we want on GM. We probably, like I said, we probably already know what it is, whose it is. But you probably interviewing other candidates just in case another candidate comes on and blows Dobbs out the water. Like, damn, we thought Dobbs was good. This dude right here came and killed it. They got to yellow tape this whole interview room. You feel me? Yeah, it don't matter. So what? We the last team without a GM. Man, quit trying to always these old weak ass motherfucking reports and man, I think fools be wanting clickbait. Yeah, that dumb shit about when David Carr said Derek Carr wants the Raiders to get better. What team don't try to get better? That's a dumbass statement. The Raiders want to get better. Why you think they're holding the damn interviews with GMs and coaches? What, to look for the worst one out of all of them to hire them so we can get the number one pick next year? Get the fuck out of here, man. It's sometimes motherfuckers don't need to give interviews. Just shut the fuck up. Go eat a sandwich and sit down in the corner, man. This is fucking ridiculous, dude. This shit is fucking ridiculous. Let me see what else is going on in the news with the Raiders, Raider Nation. All right. So according to Vincent Bonsignor, which is I think he's with the Las Vegas Journal, I think he said the Raiders kicked their head coach and GM searches into a whole nother gear on Thursday. And it has a very distinctive Patriots feel to it, which we talked about already with Josh McDaniels and who would he bring in with him, and does he really want all that power? Does he want to be GM and head coach of the Raiders? And I believe if he wants both, don't give it to him. Tell him to hit the road. Tell him to go back and call plays in Patriot country. Cause I don't agree with that. I don't agree that a head coach should have all that power. Cause then who do you bounce ideas off of in the war room during the draft? You know what I mean? Who can bring something to your attention that you overlooked? If you overlook something, it will remain overlooked because there's no one else to point it out. Like, oh, but you didn't pay attention to this right here. Oh, you're right. That's why you need that. You need a GM and a coach to be on the same page so y'all can brainstorm. You can go back and forth with information. You feel me? Yeah, so man, it's a whole lot of stuff. I'm trying to see what kind of any news jumping off, any rumors. Like I said, you guys don't forget to subscribe to my damn channel and hit that like button and knock the hell out of that notification bell. Come on now. Let's get them likes and let's get them thumbs up, man. Let's get my subscriptions up. You know what I mean? This is Raider Nation shit right here, man. We ain't on that bullshit. I'm trying to give y'all information and y'all give me information. Let's bounce this shit. Let's do this. Shit, you love your team, I love my team. Let's love it together. You feel me? And there's gonna be later one day I'm gonna do giveaways. Raider Allegiance t-shirts there's gonna be given away to some lucky fans out there. So man, like I said, go ahead and like, subscribe, and knock the hell out of that notification bell so you can be notified of all the shit that I drop, and we'll be okay. You feel me? Welcome to the Raider Asylum, where shit get crazy, you know? Come on, y'all. Go ahead and if y'all got any questions, shit, pull up, you guys. Shit, don't be scared. Don't be scared. You know what I mean? I rock with the Raiders like y'all rock with the Raiders. You feel me? This ain't no, I'm not new to this. I currently reside in Las Vegas. I moved to Las Vegas from the Bay Area, from Oakland. I was a 3-year season ticket holder with the Raiders at the Coliseum. Like I said, I didn't become no fan when they came out. I moved to Vegas before the Raiders did, a year before. And I decided to put this channel together. Shit, let me rep my team like I always do. A little bit about me. I first started off with the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark podcast, which was, we was touching on all sports on that channel, but I decided to just go ahead and fine tune it and leave just the all around sporting news and boxing and so forth, and just go ahead and just focus on my team, the Raiders. You know what I mean? It's in me and it's on me. You know what I mean? It's in me and on me. It's Raiders. It's Raiders all day. Feel me? Ain't nothing new. Show your love and get it back. You feel me? Yeah, I'm not getting any. I'm not seeing. I'm trying to check and see if we get any. Now, one thing with the Nathaniel Hackett signing as head coach to the Broncos, the OC from the Packers, do not be surprised if that's going to be their main link with getting Aaron Rodgers to the Denver Broncos. All right. Now you got your bridge. You got your link right now. You got Hackett leaving Green Bay for the Broncos, and the Broncos needing a quarterback. They're going after Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you that now. So if they go after Aaron Rodgers, we need Devontae Adams. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. We need to make our offense so explosive that no defense want to face us, because there's too many options. You get Devontae Adams, you draft you a number 2 receiver, one of the top receivers in the draft this year. You get them in the first round. So that's your 1 and 2. And your slot is Renfro. Your tight end is Waller with Josh Jacobs. Then you go ahead and you get Ingold back at fullback. Offensive line, you get veterans at the right tackle, maybe even the left guard. You know what I mean? Depends on how this plays out. But you solidify your offensive line. You get some weapons. You keep Carr. Unless Carr want to fly the coop. If Carr want to fly the coop, you find his replacement. You know what I mean? If you want to move in on the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes, that's the only other way you'll get Devontae Adams. If Adams wants to play with Carr and Carr flies the coop, the only other person that I think Adams will play with is Aaron Rodgers. And you could shortstop the Denver Broncos from getting him. You bring in Rodgers as a free agent, and maybe they franchise Devontae Adams. You give up a first for him. You give up a first. Probably a first and Edwards. You give Edwards and a first to Green Bay for Devontae Adams to put him back with Aaron Rodgers if Carr leaves. Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams, Renfro, and Waller with Josh Jacobs in goal? I don't think that Aaron Rodgers will say no to that. You feel me? So we'll be able to shortstop the Broncos from getting them if Carr leaves. Shit, if you maybe it's a sign and trade with Rodgers and Green Bay to the Raiders. You send them Derek Carr and some picks, and then you get Rodgers back with a pick. You know, you probably swap a pick because you'll probably be a high pick and they're a low pick, and you swap them out. They'll probably get down with that one, or give them a 2 and they give you a 3, or you know what I mean, or a 4, whatever, however they want to work that out. But like I said, it's all wait and see, man. It's all wait and see what these Raiders is gonna do. Welcome to the asylum. Yes. Oh man, that shit. Welcome to the asylum. Yeah, the Raider Asylum, you guys. Thank you for coming in. Man, go ahead, leave ask questions, leave a message, whatever. I'm on here live tonight, baby. It's going down. Shoot, yeah, that's probably about all I got now, man. Ain't no breaking news, but we know Dodds knocked it out the park with his interview. Now we just gotta wait and see how we're gonna move with the head coach interviews. I heard, like I said, Todd Bowles of Tampa Bay, Jared Mayo of the Patriots. Um, who else is out there? DeMarco Ryan of the 49ers, which we cannot talk to him till after Sunday's game of the NFC Championship. Then you can talk to him. So right now he's still in the mix because they're in the NFC Championship Sunday against the Rams. So after that game, win or lose, you'll be able to talk to him because you get a week off because the Pro Bowl is next weekend and then the Super Bowl is the week after that. So yeah, it's just wait and see, you guys. So with that being said, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. I'm about to get up out of here, man, and fix me a stiff one. You feel me? And deal with this old weak ass COVID I caught. But like I said, I'm a week in, so the CDC say you get 7 days. It's been 7 days since I got sick, but I tested today, and it still came back positive, but not as strong as it was from the initial catching of this. But I'll be all right. Like I said, it was nothing more than a cold to me. I didn't have no fever. I didn't have no chills. I didn't lose the taste or smell. All I had was like my sinuses, coughing, and a slight headache. That's it. I was good after one day. You know, the headache went away, and just like any other cold, I ain't had a cold in years. I don't get sick, so it's like it's been a long time since I even had the common cold. And I thought that's what I had. I'm like, damn, all these years I got a cold. I don't think it was COVID because none of the other stuff like checked out. But I'm good. I hope you guys are good. I hope your families are good. If y'all feel sick or even feel like it's just a minor cold, still just get checked. The post office, you can go through them and order. They're giving away 4 free COVID tests per household. Y'all go ahead and get it. I got mine. That's how I tested again today. So I got mine. I tested my son. He was positive. His mom was positive. So we're all just, taking it easy, resting. And you guys do the same thing if you're in the same boat. You feel me? Let's go ahead and beat this thing and get back to some normalcy and get some real football and not worry about players having to sit out because they're on the COVID list. Let's move on. Let's do what we got to do and get this shit over with, y'all. But I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance. You've been watching the Raider Asylum. I'm out.